Power and renewable energy, RK Singh ji. RK Singh ji, namaste, Jai Hind, and thank you very, very much for your time. Let me first start by asking you.
It's a pleasure, Anand.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Let me first start by asking you your thoughts, because you're also the former Home Secretary and you've seen these elements for a while. So let me first start with the current issue, sir. What do you see, or your thoughts, when you see these Khalistani goons and vandals mushrooming across the world? Australia, UK, US, Canada, and of course what's happening in Punjab.
You see, the Pakistan ISI, Inter-Services Intelligence, has been working at it for a long time. If you recall, in the 80s, the troubles which were there in Punjab, the leaders of the Khalistani groups have always been patronized by the ISI. In fact, they were cultivated and propped up by the ISI. They have been, brainwashed by the ISI. When I had gone to Pakistan for Home Secretary level talks, I had mentioned this, and I had also mentioned, given them a list of the, the Khalistani leaders who were being given shelter in Pakistan. And I told them that, if you really want good relations, you would extradite, send them back to India so that we can arrest them and put them on trial. So these are all, even this Amritpal person, I mean, he is a pure and simple ISI sort of, plant. The ISI has probably indoctrinated him and sent him across and given him the resources. And the ISI has been working across the world. Whether it's in the United States or in the United Kingdom or whether it's in Canada, on this. And unfortunately, even even countries whom we count as our friends, they haven't cracked down on such elements.
But what do you see is the reason? Because the times are different. The likes of Amritpal are not getting the kind of traction that used to be there. They hardly have any purchase on ground. Even in Canada and on foreign soil, we've seen मुट्ठी भर लोग आए हैं. ज़्यादा लोग नहीं आए, लेकिन कहीं ना कहीं इनको कोई facilitation मिल रही है. Is somebody backing them? Are they using this to try and also get back at us?
Absolutely. I mean, there's no mystery as to who is backing them. It's the ISI who is backing them. This is their project, and it's a project in the international, Inter-Services Intelligence. It's a project. It is their project. They are backing them. They are bankrolling them with all the drug money which they are getting out of Afghanistan. And yes, you are right, Anand. The traction has reduced because people have become wiser, and so they realize that they are being misled by some foreign agency. All these people are, they are working on behest of that foreign agency, ISI.
Would you agree with this approach where they are saying कि आप भारत और भारत के तिरंगे को हल्के मना लो? Somewhere the government is trying to send that message, saying if you cannot protect our embassy, our consuls, then we will also reduce the security cover and no special treatment.
Absolutely right. I raised this yesterday, and the British Minister for Energy had met me, and I raised this. I said that, what is this? Sovereign governments are pledged, pledged and they're duty bound to protect embassies and high commissions. And what is this? What happened? The High Commission had sent intimation a day ahead in advance that this is what we have learned, that there might be some, demonstrations by Khalistani elements. And despite that, the police did not turn up. It came half an hour after the whole incident was over. I mentioned this to him, and I said that all nations, all sovereign countries are pledged to protect, the embassies, etc., foreign legations on their soil. What happened? He said that he'll go back and he'll raise it. He was talking about something about metropolitan police not being under the control or being independent. I said that, look, are you telling me that you are not in a position to redeem your sovereign pledge to protect embassies? You can't say that. So basically, there's no defense whatsoever for this lack of response by the local police, by the British police. There can be no defense whatsoever. And whatever reaction has happened, in downgrading their security embassy, High Commission security is absolutely appropriate. This message needs to go. You can't take us lightly.
Ji.
You can't take us for granted. This message needs to go. Yes.
RK Singh ji, if you see in the issue of Amritpal, Punjab police has not yet been able to nab him. But there are parties and political leaders like the Congress and the Akalis who are trying to give cover fire to those who have been arrested. There are leaders who are even coming out, their legal representatives saying कि NSA क्यों लगाया?
It is shameful. It is shameful. I mean, these people will do anything. They forget, national security, etc. It is utterly shameful, their behavior or their stance. And that is why they get rejected. That's why, all such people get rejected, and all such people, that's why the Congress has been marginalized totally. Because of this, they have been marginalized. I look at one person, I will look at Rahul Gandhi. He goes abroad. He goes abroad to a country which has colonized us, which had come over as missionaries and then colonized us, and he is inviting them to come and intervene in our country. Imagine inviting foreign powers to come and intervene in our country. What sort of a person is that? I mean, and he is not even ashamed of it. What sort of a person is that? He goes to all these countries and says that come and intervene in our country. We are a free democracy. We would not stand for such things. We don't want any external interference. And can you imagine the intellectual level of a person who would do that? And this is not only one. I mean, if you recall, their then foreign minister Salman Khurshid, I don't know whether he was minister at that time or not, but he had gone across to Pakistan, and in an address to the Pakistan army personnel, he had criticized India on foreign soil, in Pakistani soil. I mean, utterly shameful. That's why these people have been rejected totally by the people.
Is there a reason why Parliament finds itself stalled, despite under the current disposition, under Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Parliament has broken all records of productivity. But this time around we see there is a standoff. Maafi mango, nahi to chalne nahi denge. Wahan se keh rahe hain JPC banao, nahi to chalne nahi denge.
वो तो देखो ये JPC बनाओ is just a defense. The basic thing is that he has to apologize because he has insulted the country, he has insulted the parliament. That's why he has to apologize. In fact, he should be sort of evicted from the parliament, and he should stand up and say that I apologize, I made a mistake. He made no, I mean, it's not one mistake, I mean, it's a blunder. And you going on a foreign soil and then criticizing our country, criticizing our democracy. I mean, if there is any democracy which is vibrant, it is our democracy. You go look at any election. I fight election. I contest elections. Look at any election. I mean, if there's any democracy which is vibrant, it is our democracy. And you go out abroad and criticize our democracy. A democracy which rejected him from his constituency, and then he had to go down south to some constituency and
why not
return from there. That's why not? There you are. And so I don't know whether he'll win from why not the next time.
We'll have to see in 2024. But there is also this whole aspect of there is also this whole aspect of Parliament के अंदर this entire fight की opposition को बोलने नहीं दिया जा रहा. आज तो हर बात पे सियासत है. आज तो नववर्ष है. I have to wish you on the occasion of the Hindu नववर्ष विक्रम संवत 2080 and पूरे देश में पर्व है. पार्लियामेंट की छुट्टी दी गई तो वहां पर भी लोग बोल रहे हैं कि भाई आप अपीजमेंट पॉलिटिक्स कर रहे हैं क्योंकि हिंदू पर्व है तो आपने छुट्टी दी है.
I mean, just imagine. I mean, we have holidays on the Christmas, on Muharram. We have holidays, on Buddha Purnima, Guru Parv. We have holidays, and you have a holiday on a Hindu New Year, and somebody raises objections. I mean, God help us. That's what I mean. You can't reduce the majority to nothingness. That's why this backlash. And then you say that there's a majoritarian backlash. There will be a backlash if you try and push the majority out of the scene altogether. Nobody will stand up for it. That's not that's something which the Congress and the Samajwadis have not recognized. that you can't keep on pushing down one community forever and forever. After some time, they will rear up again. That's what they need to realize. That they have been, pushing the Hindus down and down and down, and now the Hindus have, reared their head. Now, now they are asserting themselves. Imagine, it's a Hindu New Year and a holiday. They look at as concised. And I don't think that the Samajwadi leaders pulled up that leader who said this.
Correct. They have.
I don't think the Samajwadis did that. The Samajwadis are still, and the Congress, they are still riding on the minority vote bank plan.
There are other Samajwadis who have a problem with Ramcharitmanas. Then there are those who.
There you are. Yeah, you have a Samajwadi who has a problem with Ramcharitmanas, and they'll do anything. I just can't understand. And they sort of spew venom, and when there's a reaction, then they get surprised. And many of them are corrupt also. That's also the thing.
सर, आपने करप्शन की बात की तो एक और विषय है, जब सरकार इज क्रैकिंग डाउन, इट इज क्रैकिंग डाउन सेलेक्टिवली. बीजेपी में जुड़ता है तो वॉशिंग मशीन हो जाता है, विपक्ष में है तो सब क्रैकडाउन हो रहा है. अब लैंड फॉर जॉब स्कैम आप ही के वहीं से आ रहा है, राज्य से, वहां पर भी यही बात की जा रही है कि सिलेक्टिव टारगेटिंग किया जा रहा है. सो हाउ वुड यू वांट टू रिस्पॉन्ड, बिकॉज यू बीन अ ब्यूरोक्रेट इन द प्रीवियस regime, you are a neta now and a minister in the current one.
Anand, I'll just tell you one thing. Anand, I'll just tell you, if any government servant had done what Mr. Lalu Prasad did, he would have been in jail not today. He would have been in jail for the past 10 years, ever as soon as it surfaced. He would not have got bail. Imagine, can you imagine? Jobs are being given for bribes. Now, if a poor person does not have the money to pay the bribe in cash, he is asked to sign off his land to the person who is giving the job. This is an open and shut case of pure bribery. The evidence is documentary. So, why are such people still out? And then they turn around and say that the BJP is using the agencies. Any self-respecting agency, when confronted with such a case, what would that do? What would that agency do? They will put that person behind bars. There is no starker evidence of bribery than this, documentary evidence. There is no starker instance of bribery than this. That is one case. That is jobs for land. That is jobs for bribes. Open and shut case. And then you people say that BJP is behind it. How is BJP behind this? Who asked you to take bribes to give jobs? Nobody asked you to take bribes to give jobs. And that also poor people who did not have the money, you asked them to sign away their land. That is one case. The other case, the IRCTC case, in which Tejasvi is involved. What happened was that Mr. Lalu Prasad signed away a very valuable hotel belonging to the railways, the BNR hotel, in the heart of Ranchi, for a song to somebody who owns a hotel in Patna. That is Hotel Chanakya. I don't know if you have gone to Patna, you would have stayed there.
Yes.
And in return, as a bribe, he gets that Chanakya chap to sign off 2 acres of prime land or something worth, crores and crores. And another sort of blatant example of bribery. Now, any agency, when coming across this, what will it do? It will put the people behind bars. How is the BJP involved in this? You are involved in bribery, the agencies are taking action, tell me. How is the misuse of agencies? You did corruption, there is evidence of that corruption. It's a documentary evidence, and the agencies are taking action. How does the BJP get involved in this? Tell me.
यहाँ आरोप ये है, it's not that crackdown on corruption is a problem. The crackdown is happening selectively is the आरोप. अब यही सज्जन, यही पार्टी अगर बीजेपी से जुड़ी होती है, एनडीए से जुड़ी होती, तो कोई इन्वेस्टिगेशन नहीं होता. That's what they're saying, that this is selective targeting for perhaps electoral gains or political gains. Anand,
tell me a case like this case. Give me can you tell me of any case like this case where the evidence of corruption is documentary and straight in your face, where jobs have been given for either taking money or where the poor person does not have the money getting his land registered, or where one huge property belonging to the railways has been signed off and in return a bribe has been taken in shape of prime land in Patna? Any parallel case? Tell me.
No, doesn't come into mind. Nothing in my recent memory.
Yeah, it will be difficult to find any such case. That is the thing. Now
there are other cases of corruption, though,
but the fodder scam was
not open and shut like what you're saying.
You would say that fodder scam is again, politics, but fodder scam is not politics, and it was a court-monitored scam. So, Mr. Lalu Prasad is not arraigned for the first time. I mean, he was arraigned how many years back?
But
years back.
But the fact is, sir, and we'll move on after this. This is my final question on this issue: is this crackdown around the time when political मौसम hot होता है, चुनावी मौसम hot होता है, फिर सब ठंडा हो जाता है. One of the issues a lot of people who backed Prime Minister Narendra Modi is that this crackdown on corruption has taken a long time. तो वो पुराने वादों की तरह था, हमें देखना है, हम देख रहे हैं, हम देखते रहेंगे. ये एक टिप्पणी है अगेंस्ट द करंट डिस्पोजिशन की. बहुत लंबा रोप दिया जाता है उनके खिलाफ जिन पर आरोप हैं करप्शन के.
हाँ नहीं आनंद, मेरा दूसरा सवाल है. मेरा सवाल ये है कि अगर ये कोई गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर रहता, दैट वाज द क्वेश्चन यू स्टार्टेड ऑफ
जी,
राइट, कि अगर कोई गवर्नमेंट ऑफिसर रहता तो आज वो जेल में रहता कि नहीं, सो बताओ.
हाँ,
टेल मी दैट.
रहता,
एकदम रहता. आई कैन टेल यू दैट with 39 years experience or whatever, एकदम रहता. And he would not have got bail. ये क्या हो रहा है? इससे बड़ा करप्शन का कोई ये एग्जाम्पल हो सकता है क्या? ये सवाल है.
तो नेता हैं इसीलिए बेल मिल रहा है, आप कह रहे हैं? नेता हैं इसीलिए ढील दी जा रही है, पर क्यों दी जा रही है? सरकार तो आपकी है.
नहीं, मेरा ये कहा नहीं, ये सरकार बेल नहीं देती है साहब, बेल तो कोर्ट देता है. तो मेरा सवाल दूसरा है. मेरा सवाल ये है कि हाँ साहब, ये कराई तो आप अगर कंपेयर कर रहे हैं ये गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट और नेता का, तो गवर्नमेंट सर्वेंट वुड हैव बीन बिहाइंड बार्स लॉन्ग टाइम बैक.
Well, that is true, but this is also an issue which remains and something needs to be done to address this.
शर्म की बात है ना. I know.
Sir, समय कम है, इसीलिए विल कम टू द कोर एरिया ऑफ योर एक्सपर्टीज, जहां पर आपका बहुत बड़ा रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी है. देयर इज अ कमिटमेंट ऑफ नॉन रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी ऑफ एटलीस्ट 500 गीगावाट्स बाय 2030. फिलहाल भारत कहां पर है? और अभी कुछ
रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी,
रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी, बेग योर पार्डन, स्लिप ऑफ टंग सर. थैंक यू फॉर पॉइंटिंग इट आउट. 500 गीगावाट्स ऑफ रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी, एंड इन दैट आज भारत कहां पर है? और कहीं मैंने सुना आप कह रहे हैं कि इस गर्मी में, इस बार जब गर्मी होगी तो एक पर्टिकुलर मीटर लगाने से बिजली का बिल कम आएगा. वो भी जरा सूत्र बताइए.
नहीं, ऐसा नहीं. I'll tell you what. Number one, about my target. Now, my target is now 500 gigawatts by 2030. Where we are at, and that is non-fossil. Now, non-fossil includes nuclear, though nuclear is only about 6,800 megawatts, right? Now, right now, my non-fossil capacity, which includes about 6,800 megawatts of nuclear, is 177,000 megawatts.
Wow.
Out of that, you take out 7,000 megawatts of nuclear, even though nuclear is clean, it's not fossil. You take 7,000 megawatts. Renewable is 170,000 megawatts, is established. Now, under installation, I have about 70,000 megawatts, 75,000 megawatts of renewable, which means solar, wind, hydro. That is under installation. Now, so you take 170, if you are talking only renewable, 170 plus 70, that makes it about 240 already.
Okay.
And
so nearly 50% target achieve करने की कगार पे हैं.
20, 30 are already. already. Now I already have about 25-30,000 under various stages of bidding, etc. So I will achieve my target. I will overachieve that target.
Wow.
Absolutely, I have no doubts about that. In fact, my target for green hydrogen itself will require 125,000 megawatts for 5 million tons of green hydrogen. Every million ton of green hydrogen, I have to set up 25 gigawatts, 25,000 megawatts of renewable energy capacity. So my target of green hydrogen is 5 million tons per year by 2030. That accounts for 125,000 megawatts. I have to do another 125,000 megawatts. I'll do it easy, no issue.
That's phenomenal.
Now about the other question,
the meter,
about the summer. Now we are prepared. Anand, about, yeah, no, that is gossip. I mean, there is no such meter which will reduce the price of electricity. None. But what we have done is, number one, we have ensured that there will be sufficient supplies for summer. I have told the DISCOMs that the load shedding will be frowned upon.
Okay.
You don't have a right to do load shedding because there is enough electricity. We have made arrangements for enough electricity, so no load shedding. And there is another thing which we have done. That is that I have reduced the price cap in the exchange. Now the price cap in the exchange was 20 rupees. So whenever the demand used to go high, the prices of electricity in the exchange used to go to 20 rupees. I said that is utter nonsense. I wrote to the CRC that bring it down to 12 rupees or less. They brought it down to 12 rupees. I was not happy with that. I said nothing doing. It should be brought down to 10 rupees. So now I have put a ceiling of 10 rupees on the exchange, so that all the energy which is our mainstream energy like thermal, which is coal or wind, solar, etc., that cannot be sold in the exchange at more than 10 rupees. So that's the ceiling. Now there are some forms of energy which where we are dependent upon international prices, and the international prices of energy has gone up. For example, gas.
Yes.
Now we have about 23,000 megawatts of gas-based capacity. Most of our gas is imported because whatever domestic gas is there, the priority goes to fertilizer and the city gas supply. So the power plants have to depend on imported gas. The imported gas prices had gone up. So the gas-based power price had gone up to about the 20 rupees, 15 rupees, 20 rupees, etc. So I have constituted a high price exchange separately, where the gas-based power can be sold. There I have capped it at 20 rupees. So the gas-based power will also be available, though at higher prices. If the international prices of gas come down, and the gas-based electricity can be sold at less than 10 rupees, I will push them from the high price market to the the normal market where the cap will be 10 rupees. So we are setting ceilings to make sure that the power generators don't exploit you.
Thank you very much. But that's a big cap. If you reduce the cap itself by 50%, so from 20 rupees to 10 rupees, so by default it should reflect in the electricity bills in the coming months.
Absolutely.
Hopefully.
Absolutely. Yes, Anand.
On that note, always a pleasure.
Oh yes, absolutely.
बहुत मुद्दत के बाद आपसे बात करने का अवसर मिला है. I hope that you speak with us more regularly going forward. Namaste, sir. Thank you very much.
Anytime, Anand. Anytime. Thank you, Anand.
Thank you.